and in Formula One. We are going to get this thing popping. I'm first going to go ahead and let you all know, if you don't know, if it's your first time here, welcome to F1 Minute. I'm going to go ahead and let you all know how this works. All right. So how this works is pretty easy. Okay. You get to come in, do a live call if you're in studio. Now, the best way to have the full experience of being in studio is to be on a laptop or a desktop so that you can actually do a live call in. Okay. The way you're going to do a live call in, you come into the audience, then you'll have that option. You type your question, then boom, I'll answer the call. You'll come onto the screen, you get your F1 minute, 60 seconds will start to wind down, and you will go. You will full send it. Okay. Now, if you want to just be over in the YouTube chat, live chat, you can do that as well. But you won't get to have like your opinions read. Now, there are people in the chat that will like to have debates and go back and forth with you. But if you want to take the prime, upmost floor and stage, you can come on here. We are going to be talking about plenty and plenty of topics today. We're going to get into Ferrari. We're going to talk about Haas. We're going to do a lot of things. But usually what I like to do first is kind of have like some soft topics. We'll talk about some things just to let people kind of get in and come in. You know, people are usually late. So first thing I would like to talk about, first I want to send special shout outs to all the Wolfpack fam. Several members have now joined and been part of the family, been Wolves for 12 months or more. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to all of our new family members. Did those posts today so you can see who those people are. Big appreciation for all of that coming this way. And also, we have a member that actually had a very, very nice experience actually at the British GP. Okay. This cat rocks, and she does rock. Actually got to hold the Lewis Hamilton third place trophy at the British Silverstone GP. Now that is quite an experience. Now we have a section in our Discord group where it says share your F1 experience. So anybody that's in the family or in the member or as a family member that goes to a Grand Prix can go into there and share their pictures, their videos, so that the rest of the family can kind of like enjoy it and share that experience with them. Very, very challenging GP for her as far as the weather was concerned, but to be able there and then to cap it off by actually holding Lewis Hamilton's, and it looks like carbon fiber, and I love carbon fiber trophy. So big shout out to this cat rocks. You do rock. Wonderful experience. I'm hoping that many more of our family members have experiences like this one, and even yourself. Okay, so big shout out to this cat rocks for that. And let's go ahead and start talking about some soft talk. Let's talk about Alpine. Another double DNF pretty much. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to say DNF. They retire. They retire both cars. Ocon gets retired due to a situation. Gasly ends up getting entangled with Stroll, inevitably damaging the car, is ruined. He can't go on anymore. Alpine again out. No points at all. Neither car finishes the race. Very troublesome season for them thus far. Trying to see, I've been waiting to see if there was going to be any kind of like flack coming from, Rossi this time. Was he about to just go in on his team and just kind of let it go again? They seemed like they were kind of coming up, and now it kind of seems like that's all gone away. But we're going to have to see what happens in Hungary, I believe. Now, listen, I don't believe there is a race this weekend, so we will be racing at Wolfpack F1 Grudge Racing season, okay? So with that being said, racing with us does come with some pretty awesome benefits, okay? It comes with some pretty awesome benefits. We're going to have a full-out competition where people will be able to enter into a competition at the end of the season and have the opportunity to win this entire bundle pack of sim racing gear, Fanatec. So the wheel, the steering base, which is compatible with PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and then the pedal system. All right, so we're upgrading somebody out there that will win that series. So, but you do have to be a family member, okay? You have to be a family member in the channel. We're not going to take something to that magnitude and just like throw it out there in the world. You need to be in the ecosystem of Wolfpack Performance, participating in the Discord. When that time comes, anybody with a green badge can sign up. And once you sign up, you're in the competition. It will be 10 races. races, and throughout those 10 races, whoever accumulates the most points will be the victor of that. Now, there will be other prizes as we go on and get through the, have a little fun, honey buns, shirts, hats, stuff like that. We'll have other little stuff going on. But yeah, Alpine, definitely rough for them. And then let's talk about Lewis Hamilton on podium again. Lewis Hamilton on podium again. How y'all loving that? I'm talking about Lewis Hamilton getting another podium, therefore adding to his record, which he's just extending while he's still participating in Formula One, still competing in Formula One at the most elite level, taking a car that definitely isn't the best on the grid, still making podiums. While Russell is struggling still, it seems. Now, I'm just saying people got to keep the same energy. When Lewis Hamilton was doing a lot of the blunt work and trying to improve the W13, hoping to turn that monstrosity of a car around, Russell was enjoying at least his entry life, and he was enjoying the benefits of safety cars and all of this other stuff. We got to keep the same energy. So now that Lewis Hamilton is doing that, because Lewis, I believe, third, Russell comes in fifth, I don't hear the same clamor in the opposite direction. So I'm just saying, you kind of got to think about that. What's up with that? But yeah, Lewis on podium. We're going to have to see if Mercedes is going to continue to develop throughout this course of time. Hopefully getting that car highly competitive for next season. Don't know about this season. And hopefully maybe getting Lewis a race win. A lot of people seem to think Lewis won't get a race win not one more time. Not 2021 is going to be his last season ever of getting a race win. Some people believe he will never, ever reach his 8th title. I always tell you all this. I hate to put a cap on somebody's potential. I'm not going to do that with Lewis. I don't do that with anybody. Now, you got to do something over time for me to say, like, yeah, your potential's capped. Like, you haven't showed us anything great, and you've been steadily declining, or you've been at a norm for so long that is you, right? But Lewis has been at the height of the game. He is still at the height of the game. He is the greatest in the game. And 2 seasons isn't going to have you just remove him like that. So we'll see what happens. But let's get to, now remember, this is about you. I talk all week on content. Okay, I made this segment, this particular platform, this particular live show for you, the viewers, to have an opportunity to come on and talk and say what you have to say and give your perspectives. If you don't, it's just going to be an easy show for me. I'm going to run through this. I'll be done in 30 minutes, and then I'll go spend quality time. I'll go, I got stuff to ship off to members, hats, shirts, VIP boxes. Big salute. Our latest VIP box, 083, is our latest VIP member. I will be shipping off their box, so big salute and claps to them for becoming a new VIP member. After putting the numbers in today, we have another VIP member that we will indeed announce on another GP weekend. Okay, so we do have a new VIP member this year. We're having a record number of VIP members. Like, it is crazy. Like, I remember last season we had a few throughout the season, but nowhere near this many toward the beginning of the season, and it's crazy. So I'm going to have to put in another custom order for gold coins, as you see here, gold Wolfpack coin that you get in your box. All right, so that's real cool. And then, of course, I will put in the order for some other things that will go in there. So, yeah, we're having a good time with that. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about Ferrari? Because right now, Ferrari season is looking pretty wrecked up. Ferrari looking bad. Carlos didn't even know. He didn't even remember what plan B was. Like, he didn't even remember. Forget even thinking about, like, birth control or anything like that. He completely didn't know what plan B was. And we know over time, I think a lot of us have made jokes about Ferrari and their abundant amount of alpha plans, right? Alphabetical plans, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When they go in there, like, it's like, how many plans did you all discuss in the meeting? Like, it's crazy. Like, what is all this? And Ferrari has been known for that, at least over the radio, to have like so many plans. People are like, well, what plan is that? Well, Carlos evidently said, what plan is plan B? Because I don't know. I forgot. Please tell me. And on top of that, it seems like Ferrari are getting further and further away from even winning races, getting on podium. We just celebrated Charles being on podium, right? Just celebrated him being on podium in Austria. Now here we come to Silverstone, and he's not even close to podium. He's not even in the top 5. Charles Sainz finished 9th and 10th. Ninth and 10th, still collecting points. But that's a hope I have for Williams, not Ferrari. I expected Ferrari to have a good amount of race wins by now. I expected to see a good fight between Max Verstappen and Charles. I wasn't so hopeful about Lewis Hamilton in the fight because the car was so bad off. I wasn't sure about them turning that around, although they are turning it around. But I felt like Ferrari might be there. I mean, so much so that I think it's fair that a lot of people thought like Lewis going to Ferrari would increase his chances of winning. Well, how do you feel now? How do you feel now? How do you feel now about Ferrari being the prancing horse of saving that if Lewis Hamilton went to Ferrari midseason, they'd be winning races? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not sure about that right now. Ferrari, I told a lot of people Ferrari have their own struggles and probably just as much as Mercedes, if not worse. Mercedes have a struggle with the car. You know, for a minute we saw a little, pit pat between Lewis and the team and frustration, but they managed that even well. And then they managed to start developing with the car. And now, I mean, look, we got Lewis on podium. Russell's probably going to get there as soon as he kind of gets in with the car. Now, remember, we probably won't see a true Spec B car from Mercedes until next season. But now I'm wondering, what are we going to see from Ferrari next season? So many of you were excited about the shakedown at the livery, like that was the best thing smoking. Like, oh, yeah, Ferrari. Ferrari's like, yeah, Ferrari did a shakedown. This is the best. Like, it was cool. And I wasn't highly impressed. And now you see why I'm not highly impressed. Like, Ferrari has more to prove than a shakedown of livery. And then they didn't even do that right. Okay, they didn't even do their livery launch right. It was just so broken up and all it. They even flopped on that. But I understand they drove the car and people were just overwhelmed by that. Not me. And now here we are with Ferrari, not even top 3 in constructors. Like right now, they are where Alpine was last season. They're best of the rest at number 4. I didn't even think another F word in Ferrari was going to be there. I didn't see Ferrari coming in at number 4. I just didn't. And now they're here. And we're going to talk about this later, but Ferrari get passed up and get the door slammed in their face by a certain driver from a certain team that's kind of like, damn, that's where Ferrari is right now. That's what they giving us. So, I'd like to know how you all feel about Ferrari. How do you, big shout out to my boy Will, does the WPPN network announcement. Will is in travel. Big shout out. Safe travels, my brother. I hope he is well. So he will not have the WPPN announcements this week, but he does send his blessings and his care. We probably will have them next week. So be back for that as well. But I would like to know how you feel about Ferrari. Just let me know. If you don't, then we're going to go on to the next segment because it's not too far from Ferrari. Not at all. It's not too far from Ferrari not at all. Now, remember what I told you. Jay, talk all week. For me, I'll just go smooth through because this is for you. I want you all to participate in something. So the live link to call in is in the chat and it's in the description. You click that link, it'll bring you into studio. Once you get into studio, then you will be able to come on to the live and do your question. So we're going to get to the next team, the next segment of this show, and that is Haas heating up. K-Mag auditioning for the Hot Boys. K-Mag is out here auditioning to be one of the new Hot Boys. I heard it's going to be Juvenile. It's going to be Wheezy. It's going to be Manny Fresh. Turk coming back. BG supposed to come back. I heard K-Mag is going to be like another member on the Hot Boys, and they just going to go off. I don't know if Juvenile going to come back, so I think they're going to let K-Mag take Juvenile's spot. So they're going to come out with a new Hot Boys album, and K-Mag going to be part of that. Haas Power Unit on fire during the race. That's a done deal. Wildcat playing what? Oh, Wildcat's coming in on the last segment. Let's go ahead. Let me bring my brother in real quick. Give him his F1 minute. Here we go, brother. Let me get a mic check from you, brother. Make sure you loud and clear. Make sure you loud and clear. Give me a mic check.
Test.
Give me a little louder, man. Raise that up. Raise that thing up.
Hang on.
There we go.
Now?
There we go, man. All right, here you go, man. Your F1 minute, my brother. Go ahead.
All right, so which plan we on? Wait, I forgot. Wait, we on plan S? What plan we doing? Hold on, wait. What team is that? What plan is that team on? I forgot.
Right.
But how do you forget your own damn plan? Y'all should have only been planning this how long? Probably before y'all even got to Silverstone. Y'all done made some of these plans. But then you look at Mercedes, pit stops were shit. I can honestly say that. When you got Alpine cranking out 2.3s and y'all over here in the 3 seconds on pits, Mercedes need to tighten the fuck up. But
Facts.
um, Ferrari, they fumbled that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of Piastri because, well, that boy showed he could actually hang it out there when he actually get it right. Logan, the man came close to points. I'm proud of that too. He was close to them points and he was driving that Williams hard. So I'm proud of that
Facts.
too. DeVries, well, DeVries doing DeVries. But Ferrari, they honestly I don't see them going anywhere. I really don't. They can bring the upgrades. They can continue to bring the upgrades. It's not gonna happen.
Mm.
You pretty much have failed probably, and I know Lewis is a heavy one lapper, but you've
Mm-hmm.
got Leclerc who has earned and put his name on the map as probably the best one lapper that the sport
Right.
has seen when it comes to quality. That man was laying down some of the finest hot laps, better than Max. Last season, he put it on pole. What now? He put it on pole in Baku, but that's all he's got this season. Charles was showing that he was ready to fight for a title. Ferrari
Right.
honestly has failed him right now. Charles knows they've failed him, but he's trying to not give up on the team. I get that because it's Ferrari, but at some point you gotta wake up, smell the coffee, and realize maybe you need to leave Ferrari. Maybe,
Too
maybe
big
the reason,
shot.
maybe the way for you to get up. Aston Martin's doing things, but Aston Martin also still has a lot more to grow. Maybe you need to go have conversations with Aston Martin, and maybe that's the way to get Lance Stroll up out that seat. Because I'm
Hold on,
pretty
brother.
sure,
Hold on. Save some of that. Keep your powder dry. Save some of that, brother. Save some of that. Save some of that. We're gonna go into that. Don't go too early. Just hold on, my brother. And I love that shirt too, by the way, bro. Yo, my bro about to go off on y'all. He ready to go. Blue Diva says no sign of stewards getting Lando, Lance, and George. So nothing on that. Blue Diva, our residents, like checker. She makes sure like, hey, these documents come out. She wants to keep the family abreast of those situations. The mechanic Cap Logan hasn't delivered. Pia showing he got it better than all the rookies, and we about to get into that too. Right after the Haas situation, the mechanic man definitely want to hear what you got to say on that because I'm a go in on that as well. So let's talk about Haas, okay? Because Haas to do better. Now I do find it a bit disturbing that Gunther making the statement that about the whole Andretti entry into Formula One, that they have to bring value to Formula One. Well, I ask you, Gunther, what value other than money? Because, Haas Innovations and their financial backing is steady. It's straight, even though we don't know if they broke sanctions dealing with Russia when they shouldn't have been. That's another question. But the money's there, but the competition's not there. The team is not doing much for Formula One as a whole when we watch the race. We were looking for Haas just to jack up, to mess up. And then on top of that, it's not even good that the power unit caught on fire because it was Ferrari's power unit. So Ferrari, again, failing throughout their customers like they failed themselves last season. At least K-Mag's fire wasn't as bad as Carlos's Ferrari in a actual fire, but it's still a Ferrari power unit that caught on fire. This is not looking good for Ferrari. It's definitely not good for Haas. I don't know if Haas is, and listen, they change skins like a chameleon, but nothing changes as far as them being competitive in their racing ability. Although I'll say this, I think having Hulk and K-Mag have decreased their amount of incidences and accidents and wrecking up the car. So therefore, they're not spending so much money on the car and repairing that. So I'll give them that. But other than that, Haas is a damn joke. They are a joke right now. Listen, Stefano, call Andretti right now. Call him up and tell him, listen, if you got GM for real in your pocket, y'all got a deal, you got a power unit supplier, just go ahead and let's make this happen. Because listen, Mercedes Manor was out, Haas was in. We had 11 teams on the grid then. They went out, Haas remained. That stayed. Haas is going to be Sauber, is going to be Alfa Romeo. Haas next season, Sauber is going to be waiting for their entry of Audi. Listen, call up Andretti and say, let's make this happen. And if Andretti performs, because I'm telling you, Andretti will be the real true American team, representative of American team. We don't even look at Haas as an American team. Give Andretti a shot. Or maybe Maybe the problem is they gave Haas a shot and Haas ain't done nothing. They've done nothing really besides being able to pay for their spot in Formula One. So maybe Formula One, like, listen, we got a bad apple, but we got a bad apple with a good backing. So the money's there. They ain't so much a good competitor, but we'll take the cash flow. DG Big Blue says Haas is afraid of a true American rival team at F1. I agree with you. And we got Uno coming in and says Haas is past ass and a joke. I'm bringing Uno in for his F1 minute. Let's let Uno go. Here we go, man. What's going on, Uno? Give me a mic check, my brother.
One.
Bad.
How am I do?
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, as you said, I don't know what Haas is really doing, but they should stay back into the IndyCar because basically they're more of that priority than actually entering into Formula One. Guys, K-Mag, I really feel sorry for him because he really put his heart out there. But it's the Hulk. The Hulk came back and did a good job. And what happened to him? He didn't even last long. He must have lasted about, what, 5 seconds? It's like you get the Incredible Hulk and then all of a sudden the Gatorade just disappeared. So I can't understand why we had this team. And Gunther, you're a mega star, but you're not a part of the team of American principle. You're not a part of that. So, unfortunately, what can I say about this guy, man? He needs. It's good to make me sound just like Porky Pig. I really don't know what. Actually, I give him a character or give him something else, man, because this guy really should just stick with the other guys and doing the IndyCar. Because actually, nah, Gunther, you're just a joke. You're really a joke and should be on a Cartoon Network or something. But basically, you're right about Andretti team should really come in and absolutely take over from Haas. And really show them how it's done because you know what? They're the number one guys and being like Mario Andretti, that is a legend and should come back.
For real, I agree with you, brother, man. I agree with you all the way. Appreciate that, Uno, my twin.
Yep, much appreciated.
Man, Uno be speaking some facts when he coming on here. Wildcat said America's F1 team. Let's go, Wildcat. You got your F1 minute, my brother. Let's go.
All right, check. All right, you can hear me, right?
I got you.
All right. So when I say America's F1 team,
okay,
when we look throughout the country, what team is more well represented than any team currently on the F1 grid? McLaren. They doing it big in Indy.
Yeah.
They trying to come back.
XE.
In XE, yeah. And they trying to come back through the Formula One grid. The last two races clearly showed that. I pull more for McLaren than I would most any other team. Mercedes is more so because, well, it's Lewis. That's Lewis's team. But Ferrari also could be considered America's team because look at what American champion Ferrari brought out. Andretti himself. So, I mean, can Haas really be America's team? No, they cannot.
Ooh, okay.
Williams, I can kind of sort of consider Williams a somewhat American team, but that's only because Logan's there. If Logan moved to another team, then hey, I look at them as that team that's kind of helping to represent America because you got the American driver. But
all right,
honestly, Haas needs to go. But I think a lot of it is Haas is afraid. In the minute, honestly, it was, Andretti's coming in. Okay, we might think about this. The minute Andretti said, we partnering with Cadillac. Who makes Cadillac's engines? Chevy. What other small engines does Chevy make? They make engines for the Indy series. What do they run? 1.6 V6s in the Indy series, in the IndyCar series. Chevy already kind of got an idea on what they need to do to make this engine work. So, and Chevy makes some very dominant racing engines, period. Like you had said, I think it was yesterday or day before. Yeah. You got Mustangs out here and Fox bodies running Chevy motors. Right. What are they running the NHRA drag racing series? They ain't running Fords in them Fords. Right. They're running Hemi motors, Dodge or Chevrolet V8s. So is the grid really afraid of Andretti, or are they afraid of that power plant that may come from?
Hold on, Wildcat dropping bars. Hold on, brother. Hey, man, my bro about to. Hey, listen. I got to hold that guy off in 60 seconds. He be ready to pop. Hey, but he right. He's right. Wildcat right. And I said it. I've been to the track. I'm telling you, I've been in the pits. I raced in the drag. Listen, I'm trying to tell you right now. Even in the weekend Warrior drag race series I raced in, I'm trying to tell you right now, anytime I saw a fast Mustang, a Ford body go down the track consistently through the night without failure, it had a Chevy motor in it. It's just real. So Andretti were they were going the right direction, and I think that would have been. I mean, look at the new Vet. Look at the new Vet. Look at what they've done with that car. Some people don't like it because it looks a little more Euro than the traditional Chevy, the traditionally like Corvette. But just look at what they've been able to do with it: the mid-rear engine and the power and the. Listen, I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, Andretti could be a serious competitor. Now, of course, they're gonna come in and have their growing pains, but I mean, what has Haas brought us? None. I mean, what have they brought us? They haven't really brought us any type of nobody. I won't say nobody. People don't generally look at Haas as an American team. If I went and, matter of fact, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that. We're gonna do something. I'm gonna show y'all. So we'll go from there. But Haas, yeah, they got to do better. Definitely not looking good. I'm not excited when I see them. I don't think they represent America as well as they should have, especially with the driver pairings they've had. I mean, right now you could easily look at Williams as more of an American team as them, especially with the American backing and having an American driver on the grid. I mean, Haas just doesn't do it. They just don't do it. I would like to ask them some questions about, their direction as a team and their marketing ability and strategies and where is their focus. And I would really like to ask them those questions and get some answers, like to understand why is it that you come from a family of a traditional motorsports, American homegrown, like team, like basically sport in NASCAR, and then you come over to Formula One and like you truly don't even get recognized as an American team, honestly. I mean, just being honest with y'all, it just doesn't work out. So I would like to ask them those questions, but will they answer them? I don't know, because I don't know if they completely answered all the sanction questions and how they got out of that. So no shots. I'm not firing no shots. I'm just making an observation. That's all I'm saying. So let's get on to our next topic, our next segment, and that is McLaren came to play. But I'm just saying, Lando, bro, why you didn't fight for first like you fought for second? I'm just trying to say, hey, Lando did not fight for first against Max Verstappen like he fought for second against Lewis Hamilton. That just was a little odd to me. It just was a little funny. Like, I don't understand that. People are like, oh, he didn't want to ruin his pace. You're in front. You're in front, buddy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, come on. You got a teammate right behind Max as well. Like, what are we talking about? So many people were like, yo, if a McLaren could just get in front of Max and sandwich him between two McLarens, maybe they could play the game. And Piastri was bringing the heat on Max. That first lap, I was shocked to see Lando get out there like that. But then Piaf coming from the back was just like the pressure was there. He even went for a go to get past Max Verstappen. And I just got to say this. Max couldn't do anything with that McLaren until DRS kicked in. Nothing was happening. I'm telling you, if that had been probably a whole race without DRS, I don't think Max gets past Lando, and I'm really questioning if Pia doesn't find a way around Max. It just that was awesome to start, and that's how most drivers need to understand. The way Lando played Max is the way every driver should play Max. You see what happens. Lando had a game of chicken with Max going down that main straight, and he did not give to the point Max. He didn't back out. Max ends up having to give it up. You got to do that every time. Max is going to come over on you. He's going to come over. He's going to swing over on you. Even off the racing line, he's going to swing over. You got to stay in it. People got to grab the cojones, muy grande cojones, and stay in it. Wildcat coming in. I know why. Let's go, Wildcat. You got your F1 minute, my brother. Here we go.
All right. So the reason Lando let Max by, but he sat back and he fought hard for second, is because Lando looks up a lot higher caliber than he does Max.
That's a
Lando
different
wanted to
perspective.
actually test his mettle in his fight to see how well he could handle Lewis. He ain't worried about Max. Why? Because Max don't have the accreditation nor the character that Lewis does. And well, probably because Lando was worried that, well, shit, hell, he start fighting with Max too hard, Max might go run him off the road. The smart
That's
move, and I was hoping, I was sitting here watching the race yesterday and I was saying it, damn it, Lando, slow down enough. Put Max on your gearbox. Let Oscar get up on Max's gearbox and help Oscar get in front of Max and let Oscar block for you. Or if you let Oscar shoot through and get in front, you block for Oscar while y'all give Max hell. Max got DRS, gone.
he's out. Yeah,
And
he's out.
honestly, Lando in the press conference after the race with Lando, Max, and Lewis, and Lando showed up late to that, and Lewis sounded like a school teacher when Lando got there saying welcome, which was kind of funny. But Lando said that he took a slightly lower downforce package for the weekend, which is why they had that straight line speed that they had, which is why Lewis had trouble catching them even when he was on softs and they were
Soft.
on hards. But going down the hanger straight, when Lewis was pulling up right there side by side with Lando, Lewis even asked Lando, he was like, was you on the button? Because I was on the button. They were both draining their ERS batteries going down the hanger straight with no DRS in play at the time, trying to get each other. That's why Lando hung in there with Lewis, because Lewis
All right, so
actually
let me
had a
ask you
run.
this. Let me ask you this question. Are you before you go? Let me ask you this. Are you still not a bit disappointed that Lando didn't fight harder to keep first, though?
Oh, I'm absolutely disappointed
Okay.
in that because I'm
Okay.
tired of people being afraid of Max. George
Okay.
has shown he ain't afraid to fight Max.
That's true.
So the rest of the grid need to come on and follow George's take on this and start
Right.
bullying Max back. And honestly, Ocon, the same way he bowed up and fought against Perez
Right.
back when they were together at
Oh yeah,
Racing
that was
Point.
horrible. Right.
I need for Ocon to bring that back, because then you'll see Ocon, if Max just happens to be somewhere near him. Guess what?
Right.
Now Max got trouble getting past an Alpine. Everybody
Yeah.
needs to debo up on Max and make him prove he's championship caliber. Lewis
Right.
has proven this time and time again
Proven time
and
and time
driven
again.
back through the pack after a pit
Facts.
stop. He'll pit on first, come out in what, fifth, sixth, sometimes 10th, and Lewis
Right.
does what? Drive back through the pack and still stays net P1,
Right. All
showing
right,
his
brother man.
racecraft and his character.
Facts. Facts. All right, brother man. Hey man, the people in the chat loving you, brother. Loving you, man. Hey, so Wildcat making points, making the big points. Like I said, I still was disappointed, Lando. I'm not disappointed. I expected it. Like I said it even before when we did the update video before the race. Like Lando and them just become doormen for Max, just let the door open. But McLaren is looking good, and I gotta say, the child custody dispute between Alpine and McLaren may have been worth it. I know a lot of us were like, yo, this dude ain't even done nothing. Piastri hasn't even done anything in Formula One. What's all this hoopla? Even Toto was like, Christian, you can't let a driver do this. He hasn't proven anything. I don't know. Brother man is starting to write a pretty nice resume, and Nick DeVries' resume look boo, boo. You understand what I'm saying? Nick DeVries' resume right now is starting to look like some boo-boo. Piastri writing a pretty good essay report right now. Blue Diva says Mary Lando trying to make up for Carl and Lewis. Hey. Lando just told the truth. He shouldn't have to make up for that. He just told the truth on what he really felt inside his heart, not what he says when he's around Max and other people. Lando told the truth. He was at home. He was comfortable. He was on his own live stream, and he let it out of his little heart, and his little heart said, Lewis Hamilton, my fellow Brit, is an 8-time world champion. I really believe that. That was funny as hell. I'm telling you, his PR team called him on that. I guarantee you. But Piastri, getting back to the rookie, like Piastri is doing really well. I was impressed by the amount of pressure that he kept trying to put on Max while looking to go for that second place. And there was a moment there where he almost seemed like he had it. But Max is no, I'm not going to say he's not a punk, because Max is totally a punk. Max is no easy deal. Like, you're not just going to drive around on, like, Matt, we already know Max can make the car wide. We know he's crash strapping. We know all the names. But on top of that, I think Max has improved in his skills to kind of taper, not, it's kind of weird because he does it sometime and people just back out still. So he's still like Mad Max, but he's Mad Max, more refined Max. I'll say that. Uno says Lando feels he want to be Max teammate. Oh, shit. Oh, let's let Uno talk to this one, though. I want to know where you coming from. But tell us where you coming from with that, brother.
All right. I'm okay.
Got you.
I do feel so because at the end, when we saw that race, and man, that car was really fast. The launch one, Lando they got was blind. I can't put words to it, but it was mind blowing, right? And then all of a sudden, what happened? Max got past, and then all of a sudden you start playing up like, hey Max, yeah, carry on. You stay there. You stay in front. This is your race. You got to get this British win. But the way he was battling with Lewis, somehow I feel the car wasn't working right with him. But if they did have that land speed, we would have blown past Lando, no problem. However, give him props for what he did and back up Lewis. That was good, but not good enough, because at the end of the day, that guy is deserving to get second place. Lando, you're just up and coming. So what's the problem? Why are you acting like, oh yeah, you playing up a game like, say it's a card game, and then come in late on the conference? That was stupid. That was really stupid. I would tell you, you know what? Can you stay where you are and let me carry on the interview? Because a question was being asked.
Oh no, brother, you cracking me up. That was stupid. Yo, Uno cracks me up. That was stupid, though. I mean, Lando was probably feeling this though. He got his day, he got second place, and it's his home GP. Like, it got to be a good feeling. It has to be a good feeling to come into a race. McLaren has been struggling, just like Ferrari, just like Mercedes, throughout the season, and it had to feel good for. I think that was Lando's first podium. That's his first podium. I'm going to say that. For him to make that podium at the home GP, he's got to be on a high. Got to be. That had to have been a good feeling. Even though Piastri, just off podium, all right, just off podium in fourth, like as a rookie coming up, like and then his qualifying lap, Piastri is looking to show promise. I'm not saying he's promising yet. I'm saying he's looking to show promise, and it's looking good for him right now. And I'm just letting y'all know that's my rookie. Pia is my rookie, and I'm gonna be riding with Pia. Lewis Hamilton gonna be going. I'll be riding with Pia, and we're gonna be seeing what's going on with Piastri as he comes up. And so as long as Piastri stays really humble as far as his racecraft and is never closed off to learning and readjusting and just adopting and adapting, that he will be a very good driver. I don't know if he'll be great. I don't know if he's going to be a world champion. I just know right now what I say he can be a good driver, a very good driver one day if he keeps this up over time. Now, of course, he's going to need the team and he's going to need the car. And right now, what he's doing with the team that has been struggling with car development since the beginning of the season and now just kind of coming alive, even before then, Pia is the only rookie to bring points home to dinner for the team to eat, period. That I have to give him credit for. And I saw somebody talking about Lando ain't that guy. Like, Lando is a good driver. Like, for real, I don't know why somebody would say that. Lando is a good driver. Like, what is going on right there? Like, Lando's not trash. He's not garbage. Now, he made some very questionable decisions in the wet one time, and even I clowned him for it. And it was stupid. It wasn't a good. I'm not gonna say it was stupid. It wasn't a good idea, Lando. And this time when they started asking him about his tires, I kind of was like, "Don't ask Lando, just do it." Spider R35 says Max knows how to give space until it's Lewis. Yo, that's a fact. Lando is the president of the Max fan club. He wasn't going to give him much of a fight. Oh my gosh, Spider R35 in the chat. I got to give you the drum joke for that. That was a good one. Blue Diva says Lewis fined for being late at press, yet Lando did it. Oh, it's laughable. It's laughable. Like the double standards are laughable, right? It's just we're not shocked, right, Blue D? We're not shocked at these type of things that happen in the sport. We've seen so many double standards applied and so many other things applied that it doesn't even shock me that would happen, including Max Verstappen receiving penalties that don't even bold as penalties. We've seen these things happen, and it is ridiculous, but it is what happens in the game. So big shout out to McLaren, hoping that they continue this. But I got a question. Does this make you all reevaluate Danny Rick's McLaren days? Like McLaren Danny, with Pia coming in and doing what he was doing even before the updates, do you now kind of look and say, I don't know, maybe Danny just really couldn't do what he needed to do to be competitive in that car because he was getting smoked by Lando. He was getting smoked. Lando was not like smoking Pia, even though Pia sound like something that you can get out of dispensary and it might take you there. He not smoking Pia like that. Like Danny was getting blowed out. So I just wonder if some people kind of start reevaluating the way they kind of looked at McLaren Danny now that he's exited. Because a lot of us, even me, kind of try to give him a little like, maybe Danny this, give him a break. Now we're hearing that Danny might be making a return to the grid. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If Danny comes back into Formula One, I don't care what team it is, and he sucks, he might as well go to IndyCar. He might as well go to IndyCar. You want to be in America anyway. Go to IndyCar, get your Spezda, drive from the West Coast to the East Coast, California to New York City. Come on down to the South. Hit me up when you get here. I'll take you out, get you some wings, burgers with chill, talk it up, maybe even have an in-person podcast. But Danny, you might need to go somewhere else. Maybe go to Le Mans, do something like that. Maybe go to XE. Just Formula One might not be there anymore unless you're just going to put on a headset and a mic and you're going to be settled in with that. Because if you come back, Danny, and you don't do well, I had hope for so much more from Danny. I really did, but it just didn't happen. So now, without further ado, we are going to get to the last segment of what I want to talk about, and that's Williams racing, baby. Again, another top 10 finish by Albon. How about him in 8th place? Not 7th, but 8th, but still 2 spots above 10. Williams they clawing back, baby. They coming back. Williams coming back. Albon collecting Ferraris at Silverstone. Did you see the way he shut the door? He shut the door on Charles Leclerc. He just shut the door on him. I mean, that looked bad for Ferrari. Ferrari got the door shut on him by Williams. Oh, my gosh. That was crazy. Yeah, I'm sending shots to Ferrari. That looked bad. That looked bad for them. Albon looked good doing it, though. He looked good doing it in that Williams. Spot R35's big rumor. De Vries losing his seat before last race. Ooh, my gosh. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, man. Is that coming for real? Damn. De Vries, if De Vries, now I told you all in the last live, I said Red Bull are the type of team where they will cut a driver before the season is out. This is why I said, De Vries, are you sure you want to go with AlphaTauri? You got sold so much with your fellow Dutchman and Max Verstappen going in Helmut Marko's ear like, yeah, please hire De Vries. Helmut Marko coming out with De Vries news like he the new Dogecoin, shitting on Yuki like, oh yeah, you won't be the senior man. That guy right there has got more than you could ever have in Formula One. Yuki came back and said, you are really a joke, Helmut. I'm finna show you something. De Vries has been abysmal. He has not been good. And I said he deserves another season. If Latifi can come in and keep his share for more than that, De Vries deserves another season. But, hey, you joined the wrong team. And I said this before the season. Why join AlphaTauri? Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You've been driving Mercedes power unit cars. Stick within your environment. Don't change your environment. You could have went to another team. You could have went and did reserve driver for Mercedes. You could have did that. That would have been better than what you're doing right now. Honestly, I'm just being real. Matter of fact, Williams needing a driver. You could have went to Williams and been a better teammate there. But Williams snatched up Logan. I'm not, and Logan right now is like, Logan's better than DeVries right now. What he's showing, like, I give it to him by a smidge, but he's still got a lot to do to show me something. Because Logan, even himself, is like, But DeVries, yo, bro, you a joke right now. You a joke right now, man. I really need you to pick it up. But forget that. Williams, Albon, I'm liking what I am seeing. I am truly liking. I hope that Albon remains with Williams. I hope that he continues to grow with Williams, develop with Williams. Just stay there, Albon. Don't take unnecessary risks, because I think Albon is the type of driver where his environment also matters in regards to his ability to perform in these cars. And I don't think he does well with semi or altogether toxic environments, and it definitely impacts his ability to perform. And I think Williams is a very positive place for him. You don't hear a lot of junk coming out of Williams. I mean, if anything, we heard they were getting ready to be financially broke. People were going to be put out on the streets. People were going to be without jobs. Where were they going to find this money? It's not a bunch of things coming out of Williams like it's just a bunch of racism or a bunch of internal battles or a bunch of fighting or a bunch of sexist, homophobic things as of yet. Okay, but maybe that's why you can be there and be competitive. And now you got James Vowell, which is a Mercedes product, bringing a Mercedes S type of way, a culture there. I'm really looking to see Williams do so much next season. Like my goal is Williams consistently through the season, top 10 in the points throughout the season. That's my goal for Williams. That's my first initial goal for Williams. After that, I want to start seeing them peak up and finishing top 5, one or so cars. Uno coming in. Williams did like Frank Proud and Albon, my dog. Hey, there we go. Let's go, bro. Yo, F1 minute. Go ahead, spit those bars, Uno.
Yep, I have to really say that Album's my dog. Time 23, my number, birthday number. And I'm proud of that, because at the end of the day, Williams deserved to get that spot and deserved to come back into the title race, contenders race, and for the UK. They did it. And Albon, come on, that guy deserved his title, man. He deserves his shot, because look how much he worked with Red Bull that time. He didn't get treated. You remember I told you that he done himself 3 times on the podium, and what did he get for it? See you later. Move over. Okay. Perez is coming in, and I'm not even to say, you know what, you stay as a reserve or anything. No. So you rightly said he deserved to be with Williams, and look at that. He's made his mark. Compared to him and Latifi were back in the days. Right. But Latifi now, well, Latifi is nothing but Latif or a leaf. Yeah, from a tree. So, sorry. Shake off. Bye. Now, Albon, yeah, he makes his mark. And now I want to see Sargent do his bit too. Because at the end of the day, that guy needs to come up. But hats off to my dog. Yeah. Albon. Yeah. And also, big up to James Vowell, because he deserved that place as well. So, yeah.
Facts. Big shout out, Uno. Yeah, that's my dog. I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey, we talk about. Hey, he did his thing. Got to give it to him. Damn. And go ahead and get that man his claps. Albon doing his thing. DG Big Blue. The cap is holding Williams back. Woo! Coming into some financial type thing. DG Big Blue, come on in, man. We're going to give you your F1 minute, bro. Let's go. You got your F1 minute, man. Get popping.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. First time caller. Love your show. Love it. Yeah, so the new team principal at Williams basically said that if it weren't for the cap restrictions, they would have more money to do more development. And just like any sport here in America, we all know what happens after a year, right? So with the media rights going up, with the new partnership with Paramount Plus, I believe that they should go ahead and increase the cost cap to allow more teams more development time and more R&D, so teams like Williams can start making their way further up the grid.
Okay. So let me ask you this, since you got more time, and I would give you more time anyway, because I got to ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Do you think that they should implement something similar to what the NFL has, but just in a financial sense? So like the lower teams, get a percentage more increase to spend maybe on their development or their infrastructure or their facilities, versus the topper teams, so you can get these teams kind of caught up? Because I think that was one of the problems that Williams had, is the fact that their facilities and that their equipment they use is not quite caught up. In order to catch up, it would cost hundreds of millions, right? And it's just impossible for them to do that in the course of seasons with the cost cap. I think you got a point. So how would if you were that person, how would you implement it? Let me ask you that.
So what I would do, I would implement it by having a universal wind tunnel, right?
Okay.
So all teams can share in on the same wind tunnel. So therefore, that drives the cost down, right? Each team will get a large amount of time inside the wind tunnel to work on that R&D. They bring their own computers and software and all the engineering equipment in, right? Like like a skiff, where each team will come in with their own bots and everything like that, with their own engineering equipment, and use that wind tunnel to help drive that cost down. And also, like the NFL, yeah, I believe if you get more media money, you should be able to put that towards the cap, right? Like each year when they get a new media deal, and we all know that Liberty Media is the sole sponsor. However, they got a new sponsorship with Paramount Plus. ESPN is increasing their platform. So, I mean, there's money to be out there. And with Durham Capital being the backers of Williams, they have the money to invest in the team.
True. Good point, DG Blue. Hey, bro, thanks for calling in your first time, man. Don't let it be your last time, all right, my brother?
Hoorah, go Navy.
Hoorah. Yeah, that Navy shit. Hey, I like that type of thinking. I like that type of thinking for real. And it needs to be implemented. I know maybe there are certain ways and certain things they know, of course, that we don't, as far as in-depth financials and maybe the logistics that need to be taken care of. But overall, the perspective that DG Big Blue just shared was very forward thinking, as far as there needs to be some type of increase for these lower teams so that they can catch up if they can. Now, if we give you this increase and you don't over time, then I think that's when you say, you know what, we have maybe 5 people with applications in that are viable entrants into Formula One. We've given you so many seasons, increased caps, increased amount of wind tunnel time, and you've yet to be very competitive or even show us a blip. I think now is the time where we say, you know what, it's time to give that position or that slot to a new team and see what they can do. I think that would even be something that would be a good idea for Formula One to possibly ponder about. I don't think like teams and people like Andretti should be held out. He's a Formula One champion. His family and the name of Andretti are deep in racing. They're performing and competing in other race series. I think they should be able to have that opportunity. And especially you kept moving the goalposts on them. J-Rob, Big Blue, Big Wolf right there, J-Rob, matter of fact, with the blue badge as well, are like the NBA with the luxury tax on the better teams to pay the lower team. There's another suggestion right there. Blue Diva says Lewis is along bringing Apple interest too. That's another thing, the whole Apple deal with Lewis coming into Formula One. There's a lot of finance and money coming in, and Galactic says, where's the cost cap news coming for the last? And that's another thing. Galactic brings another point, and I've been asking myself, when are we going to get the results and the news on the cost cap? Like, do you think that you just gonna hold until October? That was a thing that you all put off. You kept putting it off. And if that's the case, we're July, September, October, we have a couple more months, but when are they coming out with it? And I'm a little bit concerned, if not more suspicious, about the delay of these documents, the delay of these certificates, the delay of any talk about the cost cap. Really, we really haven't had anybody officially come out and say, hey, this is what we're doing with the cost cap. We got so many teams right now that are working with us, and we got some discrepancies that are going on before we announce it. It's like really quiet. And I think for many reasons, right? And I don't trust the FIA. And because they do things like that, they don't get the trust from us, and even some journalists outlets they don't get the trust from. Spectators and investors. You're an investor. If you bought a Formula One ticket, you're an investor in the Formula One, okay? To some capacity, you have invested financial money into the sport in which they use to do what they do. Wildcat, flip it around. Let's go, Wildcat. I'm going to give you your F1 minute, brother. Let's try to stick to the 60 seconds and let's get it in, man. Wildcat, go ahead. Give me a mic check, bro, because somebody was saying you was low earlier.
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so when I say flip it around, and everybody got a prime example of what this thing looks like last year with the CF Red Bull got the lowest, but Williams, because they finished last year, got the most benefit out of it. Personally, when I say
Yeah.
flip around who gets that that prize money at the end of the season, who gets that bigger portion of it. The teams that are clearly thriving at the top, they don't need that prize money because they got it. Merc
Oh.
they got that big bag. Red Bull has a big bag. Ferrari has a big bag.
Mm.
McLaren has a big bag. Aston Martin, well, Papa Stroll got a very big bag. you
Yeah,
know
you got that big bag.
so when I say flip around who gets what payouts on the prize money. Why? Because that's going to give teams at the bottom more money to spend to be able to grow their facilities and be able to actually start fighting the war to make moves up the grid. And
Mm-hmm.
also that CFD, that wind tunnel time, decrease that even more for the teams at the top. Not
Mm.
Red Bull still gets 70%. 70% ain't gonna slow Red Bull down for shit. Give
Mm-mm.
them 50%, and then you get 10% more as you fall down. Now you're
All
gonna
right.
see teams at the back like Williams. They gonna probably like Williams or say Haas or AlphaTauri
All right. Now
surge
hold on.
mid-season.
It's my turn. Hold on. It's my turn. I got a question to ask you. I got to ask you this because I got to be
Okay.
fair. I got to ask you. I do agree with the wind tunnel idea. That one smoking. But I'd be goddamned if I win first or second and they say I can't get that back. I want my money, goddamn it. Give me my
I
damn
mean,
money.
it's more so that these teams that are down there and are constantly at that back end of the
So what if
grid.
we do this? What if we do this? I still get my bag because I bought a lot of eyeballs. Like I was running it up, you know what I'm saying, and competing. What if we do this? What if I still get that bag, but the lower teams get a percentage of an increase in the cost cap for the next year to come?
Okay,
What if
you
we
know
do
what?
that to where the lower
That
teams can spend more
yes,
money than the top teams can within a season? What about that?
I agree. Yeah, flip that around. The
Okay.
teams at the top get a smaller cost cap. So if you finish farther down, then yes, you get an increased cost
Okay.
cap, and that would definitely make it better. Like Lewis
Okay.
said, he's loving seeing that a lot of these midfield teams are challenging at the top end of the grid, like
Right.
McLaren from where they were last year to what they did the last two races. Aston Martin to where they've come up to. So you've got a lot of teams starting to push up there. Williams is starting to push up there. Haas, they still sitting back there. Alpine, they got a lot of issues,
Yeah.
but not as much as Ferrari, honestly. They got less than Ferrari. They got less issues than Ferrari.
Right.
And well, so I mean, yeah, honestly, flip that around, and that way you can actually see that competition actually get tighter, and it's going to be
Right.
more competitive. You don't know who is going to dead set win the title until say you get to like 5 rounds out. Then you got an idea who may walk away with this
Right. Right.
title.
Right. Right.
Because
Right.
you
Right.
look at Lewis, he had to fight. Vettel had to fight all the way through.
Right.
Raikkonen, well, shit, Raikkonen got lucky on that one.
Right.
And some of these other greats, they had to fight their way through because the
Right.
grid was tight.
Okay. Okay. Good idea, brother man. Good idea, brother man. Hey, this is how I like thinking. I'm gonna give everybody that came on tonight claps up. Everybody that's in the live chat claps up. Yeah, I that's my brother Wildcat. That's my brother. Like we like brothers for real. We go back and forth. And we have our sibling battles. But I'm gonna tell you, I just wasn't feeling him taking my prize money. Like, hey man, Wildcat man, I earned first place. You telling me I can't get the big bag? I got to get the small one? Hell no, I want my big bag, man. Like I did a lot of work for that shit. But I do think it's a good idea to increase the percentage of the cost cap on the lower teams and the amount of money that they can spend in their facility as well. I think that maybe something like that, it can definitely be done. Like, that's not a big deal. That's not hard for Formula One to do. It's not hard for them to go, oh, we got a superstar coming on. And when this superstar talking, I'm going to give her stage. I'm going to come up. What's going on? This cat rocks. What's popping? Queen, what's up?
Hi, everybody. I'm good.
I
How
don't
are
even want to
you?
be on screen. I'm gonna let her have her own screen. I'm just gonna put that up there. Go ahead, say what you gotta say. I ain't even giving you no clock.
So basically, I think that Russell is not a team player and he's really disloyal. I was really disappointed with the comments that he made because how can you be saying that somebody from another team should have made podium? Aren't you here to maximize the points? for your team? Isn't the whole point for your team to win? Why do you care if McLaren comes before you or not? And why are you not giving congratulations to your teammate? And also, how many safety cars have you benefited from since you've joined Mercedes? But now Lewis benefited from one and you're so upset? Like, really?
Mm.
Come
You
on.
just said all the right things. That is very true. And I said something about that. Like, you so weird about it. Like, underneath, I think you're right. Russell is just seething with admiration and just jealousy and envy of Lewis, and he just really wants to be that guy. And right now, I think he's struggling, and I think you're completely right. Like, you benefited more than a few times from safety car, and I don't think it's necessarily a cool thing. Even Lando going on like Lewis just got lucky. He just got lucky, bro. Like, safety, he wasn't the only person to pit in the safety car. Like, it's other teams that pitted. Like, it's, it happens. It's a draw. A safety
Lando
car
got
comes out.
lucky as well because you pitted under the safety car and you were lucky that the hards were better than the soft. Because if the two people that sandwiched you had the hards instead of the soft, you wouldn't have got second place. Let's be real about it.
This cat Ross speaking some facts. Yo, so let me ask you this, because right now you had an experience at the GP. How did it feel holding that trophy? Was it heavy?
Oh
Was it
my
light? How
God.
did it feel when you got a chance to hold that trophy?
Do you know, it wasn't heavy. It was just an amazing feeling because we were standing outside the garage because they opened the gates and allowed everybody to come on the pit straight. So in my mind, I thought I'm just gonna pick up a bit of rubber and keep it for posterity. And we got by the garages and they were saying, "Oh, they're not gonna come." They had a big board saying the drivers are not gonna come. Make your way to
Okay.
the main stage. And we were like, we ain't leaving here until we've seen Lewis. So we were there and we were right at the front. And then one of the Mercedes staff members came out and said, "Do you guys want to see the trophy?" And we were like, "Yeah." So we thought that she would just let us take pictures of it, which she did
Right.
initially. And then she said, "Oh, you guys can hold it and I'll take your phone and I'll take pictures." And she stood there
Mm.
for about an hour allowing people to just put their hand through the railings. And she took pictures of everyone. She was really, really nice. And it was just like absolutely amazing. And it was my first GP. So imagine
Oh, that is awesome.
first GP.
That is awesome.
Excellent, excellent work.
Hey, this
So,
cat Ross. Hey, I love and appreciate you for being part of the family and sharing your entire GP experience. So I got a question to ask you though before you go. How was it dealing with the weather conditions from rain to hot to smug? Like, how was that being out there?
so on Thursday and Friday, they didn't have any rain. It was absolutely blistering hot.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, they had some rain, but it didn't rain the whole day. I'd say it rained for maybe about 2 hours.
Okay.
But once the rain, and it wasn't rain that made it cold, it cooled things down because it was really, really hot. And then
Nice.
because if you have a ticket for any of the stands, you can sit anywhere. So for the whole weekend, we tested out all the different stands all around the whole grid. So it was you were able to see from different perspectives. So it was really good. I to actually go. It's funny. So yeah.
Okay. So you did general admission or you did
No,
grandstand?
I no, I was in the stand next to Woodcott B. So it
Okay. So
has
if you
two
have that ticket, you
corners.
can go to other stands though.
So if you've got a ticket in any stand,
Got
Monday,
you.
sorry, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they allow you to hop in and out of stands. So on Friday we were at Hamilton Straight, and then we went to Ludfield, then we went to Abbey. So all around you could. I think it's only the VIP section you can't go into, but you could go anywhere around the grid. So it was
That's what I want
absolutely
people to understand,
fantastic.
because some people don't understand that when they buy the tickets, like the access they may have to other areas. So when they're buying these tickets,
Exactly.
they may spend more money than they need to in order to have an experience they could have had at a lower
Right.
cost. And I think that's very beneficial information. That's why I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. I was just trying to help kind of give that
No, no,
information to
no. It
people.
was good. And then
So,
they had the F1 store there, and they had the F1 store outlet. So if you weren't able to buy full price merch, they had an outlet store that had things half price that wasn't
oh,
necessarily this year's, but it was still merch anyway. So they made it a little bit more affordable for everyone. So that was good
cool.
as well.
Cool.
So yeah,
Listen,
excellent
Queen, I really
experience.
appreciate you. And thank you for being part of the family. And thank you for sharing your experience. And I don't want this to be the last time you come on F1 Minute either. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't figure out how to do it for ages because I was only looking on my phone and I was never seeing the link. And then I asked in the Discord, how do I get on this thing? And they said, oh, you got to go to your laptop. So I was like, oh, okay then.
I'm glad to see you. Make sure you come back, okay?
I will definitely. Thank you for
All right.
having me.
Peace and
Okay.
love.
Bye.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, she had a bomb time out there, y'all. It was so bomb. Like, she got to hold that trophy. These are the experiences, and like, it's crazy. Like, some people will see this experience that she was able to have and that so many of our other family members have had, and they'll be like, oh, that ain't nothing. I mean, how many times have you held a trophy, a Formula One trophy that was held by a driver that you support, or maybe even you just like or see on the grid? Any driver. There's not going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to say that. So when people have these moments, I am so excited for them that it is crazy. Like, I feel like I got to hold the trophy. Like, I'm so excited because you have to experience going to a Formula One race to be more in tune with what you're watching on TV. I firmly believe that, especially after COTA. You know, I was too young at my first race with my grandfather. And honestly, I've been thinking it was open wheel race, but it might have not, it may have not, but it's just, may have not been Formula One. It was definitely a race, but I was so young, I can't even recall. So that's why I always say COTA like was my first race, and it was a wonderful experience. Big shout out to Smart Sheets. Big shout out to McLaren for bringing me out and just, giving me that experience. I mean, I had paddock passes. I'm in a paddock club. I'm talking to Zach Brown at private dinners. I mean, a private dinner setting where it was literally it was Zach, Brandon, me, Charlene, you, Andrew. So it was less than 10 people in our dinner, and it was a closed door dinner. How many people get that experience? 10 people, CEO of McLaren, you know what I'm saying? Charlene, a team player in McLaren. How many people get that experience? How many people got the experience to talk to Seb before he retired? I got to walk the paddock and talk to Sebastian Vettel before he retired, and it was cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to sit there, Danny Rick, I had hope more for him, have a shoe competition. I got to talk to Lawrence, Barreto, the commentator. I got to talk and sit with him. I saw and talked to Mick before he went to Mercedes. These are experiences that when you get an opportunity to go to a Formula One race, even general admission, you will experience things that you may not be aware of. And when people do, I am truly excited for them. So like I said, big shout out to This Cat Rocks. Got to hold that carbon fiber. Looks so great. Like, every time I see it, I just look at the carbon fiber because I like carbon fiber. I'm installing carbon fiber in not my new build, but my car I'm rebuilding. So yeah, I like carbon fiber. Alex Bro TV says it's not prize money at this point. It's just participation. This ain't a little football. Damn, Alex TV Bro going in. Galactic says take Ferrari legacy bonus. Give it to 5 lower teams. Boo! Let me send off some gunshots for that. If you're not familiar with what Galactus is talking about, Ferrari get pretty much a legacy bonus for being like maybe the first team or form, like however it works. They get a fat check just for that alone every season. Maybe it's about time that check go to something else instead of that. And I honestly want to say Red Bull got one, or maybe they still get one for being the first to sign a Concord deal. And then I think Williams may also be another team that gets something of a financial check to that degree. I don't know. Maybe they still don't get it, but I know they got it at one time if they are still currently getting it. So that is also a good suggestion from Galactus. So listen, this has been an epic episode. We had a pretty damn good GP, and it was even more awesome because somebody in the Wolfpack family got to hold a carbon fiber trophy, i.e. This Cat Rocks. We had a new VIP member. We had a Wildcat won the kickback quality trivia. We had an awesome weekend. Now, this weekend, we will be racing here, Wolfpack Epic Grudge Racing. If you want to participate, go on EA Sports platform, send me a request, Wolfpack F1. I will make sure when I send out the invites, if you're online, I'll send them out to you. You can participate in the race. Gonna have a good time. So other than that, Galactus says $60 to $90 million Ferrari gets. I just had looked over as I was getting ready to close this out, saw that like, damn, that's probably time to start giving some of that check to somebody else. It's not that they don't deserve it, but I just think right now Formula One have an opportunity, especially in Williams, to bring another team that is earning the right to be in a competitive team, but they're being held back because they weren't there before the restrictions got put in place, and now it's harder for them to get there, if ever, because of a financial block. And I just think maybe in those circumstances you can make some changes in the way you conduct business to where the lower teams will be able to come and be competitive. Nothing's wrong with a highly competitive grid where we don't know who's going to be the winner of the race. So big shout out to you all. Thank you for joining F1 Minute, the hottest live talk show on the planet. I don't care what nobody says. The platform where it's more about you than it is about me. We will see you all soon again. Peace and love. I'm out. Wolfpack.